Well, 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 if it isn't my sweet little pirate pupils, come to listen to another exciting adventure of Myths and Mustaches. This is the short story audiobook podcast starring me and my boy Rick, what, and our super sick adventures of plundering, pirating, and ghost riding the galleon. Well, hold on to your peg legs, my little starfish, because it's time for that good old pirate fact of the week, where we actually have a submission for once, guys, like criminy. And this question comes from a guy named Taylor. Hi, Taylor. Taylor asks, do pirates live on the ship even when it's docked? Ooh, that's a good one. Very good question, yes. And with a bit of a complicated answer. See, yes and no. We do live on the ship, obviously, out at sea, but when it's docked, sometimes we have home bases where we lodge, and we hang out with miscreants and mistresses. Dem dirty girls, brah. In fact, in history, we pirates even had our own homeland. It was called the Republic of Pirates, which today is known as Nassau, which is the capital of the Bahamas. And we had our own government, our own code of conduct. Heck, we even had elected officials. Yeah, like President Blackbeard. Okay, former President Blackbeard. First of all, I didn't vote for that douchebag. And second, he ran our country right into the ground. I loved him. He didn't bow to corporations trying to bend our knees to geopolitical propaganda. He spoke his mind. All he wanted to do was build a wall to keep the British out. Look, okay. Let's switch topics. This is always touchy with us, so let's talk about something like a little more light, like, what about Pirate Land? Oh, bro, yes. It is the most magical place in the Caribbean. Okay, so the Republic of Pirates has this hidden gem. It's a theme park called Pirate Land, and it's got all the best stuff, like water slides, shooting ranges, rum and appletini vendors on every corner. On the food, jerk chicken, turkey legs, starfish on a stick. Oh, dude, and they have those freaking Dippin' Dots, too. Ooh, what about the overweight bar wenches with missing teeth that serve it to you? Oh, and they have a mascot. His name is Wally Walrus. And they have this state-of-the-art animatronics show where they do these guys that dress up in wooden costumes and they sing songs while you eat cheesy bread and play skee-ball. It is seriously the best. Oh man, Rick. You remember that one ride? What was it called? Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, dude. The one where the two ships like meet in the harbor and then you watch them fight? Yes! Oh my gosh. We got such good seats last time. I was like partially deaf from the cannon fire for like 3 weeks. You could literally feel blood spraying on you from the sword fights. Pedro got shot in the leg from a stray bullet. It was awesome. Oh yeah, it was amazing. And they get new actors each time to replace the, quote, dead ones. Yeah. Wow, that was so realistic. Yeah. Hey Rick, do you think that it's actually an attraction, or do you think they're just pirates killing each other over treasure, and we just happen to walk by and watch the whole thing? You know, now that I think about it, it was kind of weird, like how they pushed all the dead guys into the water and they didn't come back up. I mean, I just thought they were really good at holding their breath, but I think you're right. I think we just watched murder for sport. Oh, man. That is so gangster. So dope, dude. Pirate Land is the best. Chapter 9. Pirate Rick Totally Dies. The rain came pouring down in tremendous torrents of water. Captain Mustachio froze and looked down at Pirate Rick. The black coating from the rocks was being washed away from his skin with the rain. He quickly looked up at the statue. The mustache that Pirate Rick had drawn on the statue to trick the natives was melting off as the rain poured down. Uh-oh. Nellie, we gotta leave. Like now, yelled Captain Mustachio in earnest, grabbing her arm and heading out of the balcony. But it was too late. One of the natives spotted the statue and quickly got the attention of the rest with his whoops and hollers. They began unsheathing their spears and bows and were driven mad with malice at how they had been fooled by the pirate trickery. "Run, Rick! Run!" screamed Captain Mustachio as he bolted into the jungle with Reneliana on his arm in the direction of the boat. Pirate Rick had already noticed what was going on and chased after them with the natives close on their tail. With the pulse-pounding speed of an illegal crossing the border, Captain Mustachio threw Reneliana over his shoulder and charged through the jungle. You're going too fast. I'm really winded, Captain. And I think I ate too many snacks. And I wasn't prepared to do cardio. Squealed Pirate Rick, dashing behind the captain. "Shut up, Rick. We're almost to the beach," yelled the captain without turning around. "Captain, wait up. I have some really important things I need to discuss," panted Pirate Rick as he jogged up behind Mustachio. "Rick, can't it wait? Are you kidding me?" Mustachio asked incredulously. I feel like we went this entire adventure without knowing Reneliana's history and how she got here," gasped Rick. Why the heck does she have an ancient map leading to a giant jewel protected by these natives? "Oh, I can clear that up. It's been in my family for generations," Reneliana said as she jumped over a vine. Yeah. Okay, so generations of your family had a hidden treasure map to a priceless artifact, and none of them went looking for it? Why even have the map if you weren't gonna do anything? And then, out of nowhere, you, who has no sailing experience, no sword training, or probably hasn't even been out of a castle, just gets an armada and runs off without anyone noticing to get the treasure yourself? Questioned Rick as he continued sprinting. Reneliana slowed down to a light jog and eyed Rick fiercely. "I feel like I'm being personally attacked here, Rick. You're mad that my family didn't go looking for it, and then you're mad that a princess of my stature actually did. So what's the real problem here, Rick? You hate women? Do you hate female empowerment?" "Wow, Rick, you really are just the worst," Mustachio chimed in. Whoa. Okay, I'm just trying to tie up loose ends here with the story coming to a close, okay? I just felt like we deserved a little more backstory instead of all the silliness, all right? Jeez. Rick held up his hands in surrender as Reneliana gave him a hot look of death. "I haven't heard anything about you. Mustachio said he hired you through a temp agency. For all we know, you're probably a pedophile." Reneliana shrugged. "What the heck? How does that even translate? I want closure and suddenly I'm a pervert?" Rick frowned at Reneliana. "I mean, you did expose yourself to a lot of people, and you seemed really comfortable with it." Mustachio chimed in again as he front-flipped over a stump casually. Reneliana piped up. "Tell you what, if we make it back to the ship alive, I will give you, in full detail, my story of how I got to this point. Okay, Rick?" "All right, deal." Rick nodded in agreement. Speaking of dialogue segues, I think I see the beach up there, yelled Mustachio. The three of them erupted out of the beach and spied the men about to shove the longboats in the water. "Hurry up, guys! They're after us!" screamed Pirate Rick at the crew. They shoved the longboats into the water just as a native pushed through the jungle with bow in hand. Captain Mustachio threw Reneliana 25 feet into the nearest longboat and drew his sword to face the native. But it was too late. The native had quickly released an arrow from his bow, and it was aimed straight for Mustachio's heart. "No!" yelled Pirate Rick in a deep, slow-motion voice, even though everything was in regular time. Pirate Rick flung himself in front of the arrow and collapsed into Captain Mustachio's arms. Mustachio immediately ripped the arrow out and threw it at the native, hitting him square in the forehead. "Rick, you fool! You saved me," said Captain Mustachio. "Captain, please, I don't have much time," sputtered Pirate Rick. Rick the Arrow, listen to me. I need to tell you, I've always... Pirate Rick hacked and coughed. "Yes, Rick?" Captain Mustachio spoke tenderly. "I've always thought that you were a dick," Pirate Rick said, closing his eyes and folding his hands over his chest. "Rick, you butthole, the arrow hit you in the thigh." Captain Mustachio dropped Pirate Rick on the ground and hopped into the nearest longboat. "Oh," said Pirate Rick casually. He jumped up quickly into the nearest longboat, and the pirates shoved off towards their boat. The rest of the natives showed up on the beach to see their comrade dead, and the pirates laughing at them as they drifted away into the ocean. Pirate Rick was bent over mooning them until Captain Mustachio punched him in his arrow wound. The crew erupted in applause as Pirate Rick fell over in pain. Finally, they had everything they could have hoped for, and they had escaped the nightmarish island for good. Hey guys, thank you all so much for listening to Myths and Mustaches. My name is Logan, and I am the creator, author, editor, and voice actor for Myths and Mustaches. The intro and outro music for Myths and Mustaches was performed and recorded by the very talented Max Faith. If you loved it like I did, go check out more of his stuff at maxfaith.bandcamp.com. That's maxfaith.bandcamp.com. And if you liked what you heard from my silly stories and want to be a sponsor for my project, you can check out more of my stuff out on my Patreon at patreon.com/mythsandmustaches. And if you're already a subscriber, then I just want to tell you that I love you. And you're kind of my favorite. And I've sometimes thought about you romantically. And if you're not a subscriber, then, well, I guess we can still be friends. Again, thank you guys so much for listening and subscribing, and stay tuned for more piratey nonsense in the upcoming weeks. Sound effects for this chapter were provided by Music for Video, Dark Harmonics, and Zapsplat. All these creators and their content can be found at www.zapsplat.com.